So after making my fridge restock insanity episodes, you guys told me to check out a new trend on social media called Fridgescaping, and I did, and it is absolutely insane, and I need to share this with the rest of you. For those that don't know, Fridgescaping is basically reorganizing and decorating the inside of your fridge, giving color to a space that normally doesn't have any, and when I tell you it's out of control, oh boy, it sure is. So guys, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on the Fridgescaping trend down in the comment section below. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode. Fridgescaping is all about transforming your fridge into a beautiful, organized space that inspires you to eat healthy and enjoy cooking. Part of me doesn't believe this is inspiring me to eat healthy and enjoying my cooking. I actually see this as a bunch of clutter and honestly making it even more difficult to grab the things in my refrigerator. Also, half the stuff shouldn't even be in my refrigerator to begin with. What? No offense, but part of me thinks that right after they're done making this video, they're taking it all right back out and putting the normal stuff back into their fridge, because who has the space to even do that? I mean, I just went grocery shopping legit yesterday and bought just a couple of things, and now my fridge is full. Like, there isn't that much space to begin with in my fridge, and I just live with my girlfriend. If I live with a family of 4, or I have kids, or I live with my parents, there's no way I can put this much stuff in my refrigerator. Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I like to Fridgescape. I want to show you some other creators with refrigerators that inspire me. Okay. Well, that one's not too bad. I mean, some of them are okay, and others are a little bit extra. They're definitely just doing this to make videos. They're definitely just, like we've mentioned in previous episodes, where we caught influencers lying about a lot of the things that they do. I would not be surprised if this is similar. We talked about how influencers like to push the envelope, that in order to make different and more unique content, you have to push things to the extreme. And part of that is lying and passing it off as if it's real and try to make it believable so that more people can watch you and you can make your videos more viral. It's truly that simple. A part of me doesn't believe that any of this is efficient in any way, shape, or form. Oh, I guess she's got her priorities straight with an entire fridge of beer and a couple veggies. And Voss water. There's no room in that. We're putting cat photos now in our refrigerator, taking up all that space. Is she putting dried pasta in her refrigerator? Unless that's supposed to be in there, maybe. But I don't think so. She's got like 6, what is that? 3, 6, like 10 quail eggs in separate containers, a whole ass orchid. Now I understand putting flowers in the fridge does make them last longer, but there's no room for anything in here. That's how I know this is full of crap. No offense. That's how I know this doesn't make any sense. These are the videos we've all come to love. Here we go again. Got enough freaking drinks? Is she not done? Yep. That's crazy. See, now what you just watched is called a fridge restock influencer video. And honestly, that's where I think this whole Fridgescaping trend kind of branched off from. It's almost like these Fridgescaping videos are a distant or even first cousin of the fridge restock videos.
Fridgescaping is the new and quirky trend that allows you to elevate your refrigerator through decoration. Have you heard of Fridgescaping? This cool trend is taking over the internet, and it's all about making your fridge not just functional, but a stylish part of your kitchen decor.
Except there's no
Fridgescaping
room.
is like an art form that focuses on aesthetics. Instead of stashing food wherever, people are using uniform storage containers, color-coordinated produce, and even flowers to create a beautifully organized space. It goes beyond merely keeping it clean and organized. Imagine opening your fridge to a display that looks straight out of a design magazine. Now that's satisfying. The idea aligns with a preference for a more organized and designed.
Except look in that refrigerator. There's legit nothing. There's no room for anything anymore. You've taken up all the space with putting knickknacks in it. It doesn't make any sense. Now, you guys are probably wondering, Hayden, why are you making a video on Fridgescaping? What does it have to do with money? What does it have to do with marketing? Well, I learned something a couple of weeks ago, and I've been meaning to share it and make a video on it. And then I saw this, and I said, hey, we're going to do this one first. And it's something called dopamine decor, which you guys may have heard about. And it basically talks about how within our society, within the typical 9 to 5, life gets boring, very mundane, very bland and colorless, where we do the same things every day on repeat. And we just get bored, and we start to see the holidays as a way to escape that, as a dopamine rush. And this is very similar to that if we live for these dopamine rushes, it can honestly take over our finances and really just ruin them. You end up spending on things you don't need only to self-fulfill you for certain moments instead of making your entire life fun and your entire life colorful here. We start to see Fridgescaping, and soon I'll make a video on dopamine decor, where people are painting the walls in their house or apartments with crazy colors, typically in areas that might be gloomy or foggy, or if you simply have a mundane or boring lifestyle, which seems to be the trend here as people, wake up in the morning, they make their lunch, they drive to work, they sit in traffic, they go work their job from 9 to 5 in their corporate office, and everything is exactly the same and very boring and bland, and then they sit in traffic again to come home. People live for the weekends. We all know this. People live for the Friday. They live for the Saturday to go out. That's their color that they add to their lives. And that's also what holidays have become now for a lot of people in our society here, a way to escape reality and to enjoy lives of color, as Christmas typically is, Easter, Halloween. They're these subtle breaks from a boring, mundane life. And what that ends up doing is causing people to splurge and overspend and to make their lives very vibrant, when instead they should be focusing on how to create a very enjoyable life. That's also why people look forward to going on certain vacations to take a break of their life, because they don't enjoy it.
Conscious lifestyle, where every corner of the home, including the refrigerator, becomes an expression of taste and personality.
I love it. I used to always put my fruit and stuff in jars anyways, but when I saw the TikToker that had a picture of her cat and the flowers, I was like, oh yeah, it's okay to be this extra, and I love it. It's just something that brings me a small piece of joy with everything we have going on in the world.
Exactly. Like she said, it's a way to escape reality and to live in a bubble. Granted, this is so much better than other alternatives like drinking or doing drugs. Decorating your fridge is pretty harmless, but it's more of the overall concept of what it is, that life is mundane. And instead of creating these little ways to escape reality and seek enjoyment, you should focus on trying to make your day-to-day life much more colorful.
Origins trace back to interior designer Kathy Perdue's blog in the early 2010s, Good Life in Design, where she used term to describe this style. Today, Fridgescaping has evolved into a fun and functional way to add a little joy to your daily routine.
Yep.
So what are you waiting to join this new trend and start pimping your refrigerator?
Candles? I mean, hey, I give these people a lot of credit because they certainly know how to make their fridges look really good, but I also believe that they should take this creativity and kind of use it for something else that maybe makes some money, put it into a hobby, start a small business, something like that, and they'd probably be a lot more successful here, and they might get a lot more enjoyment out of it than just pimping out their fridge, because to me, it makes no sense, and it's almost like a waste of space, and it doesn't even seem feasible. To be honest with you here, there was no way. Tell me how she would get anything out of that fridge without knocking over half the stuff. Truly, I don't think there's a way. My own Fridgescape. Yeah, this makes total sense. I'll be honest with you here. Some of you guys are going to be like, oh, well, this is too crazy. But in a sense, in the reality of it, try breaking down the word Fridgescape. It pretty much is fridge, your refrigerator, and escaping, which is escaping reality. So they've pretty much created this little nook, which I guess is okay. I mean, some people have book nooks in their house where they can escape and dip into books and read. So in that circumstance, this might not seem as bad, to be honest with you here.
Rosie.
Pantry-scaping. It's Fridgescaping, but it's hot. You know, this trend's gone too far when you have Velveeta cheese advertising on social media using the Fridgescaping trend. Seriously. This is becoming too much. I don't even know how to explain this anymore.
Imagine the day they see you again. And you are just, well, better.
Okay, that one was slightly more reasonable because instead of it being so unrealistic with the stuff in there, all she did was just organize her fridge and make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But at least now you can access the stuff, unlike how some of these people are taking it to the extreme.
I want to go on a rant for a minute about Fridgescaping. At first, initially, when this became a thing, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to love this. Okay. And I have a time or two for the last couple of years, like sometimes I'll pop, some flowers or something like in a vase in my fridge. Like if I have them and they fit, like why not? That's pretty. That's nice.
Fair enough.
But this trend, there are lights in this fridge. Okay. There are twinkle lights in here. I have to rant about it for a second. As a feng shui practitioner, I like the idea of fridgescaping. I like the idea of taking something that's like mundane and normal and something you use all the time and like making it more beautiful, right? Like that's a feng shui thing. But this to me is a nightmare. And here's why. Because while this like might look cute and pretty or whatever you want to call it, how are you getting stuff out of your fridge? Like there are so many, like you have twinkle lights and flowers in front of like your water and milk.
Yep.
So you have to like work around all of that stuff. And to me, a home that is built with energetics in mind does not make your life harder.
Very true.
It makes your life easier. Your home supports you in making your life easier.
I like the way she's saying this. And I guess that also goes back to my whole book nook thing. It's okay to create spaces in your house that are beneficial to making your life better. I really enjoy working in my garage. So I have tools and I have things organized that are beneficial to me. But to this is so much further than that extreme where it's almost detrimental. Granted, I know it's still tiny, but it's so unrealistic. And that's why part of me is like, are influencers just doing this to find some other extreme way of getting you to buy their affiliate links and try to do this trend too here?
And when you have to like, you don't even know what's in your fridge because there's so much random crap in it. One, your food is going bad. Two, it's taking you longer to even get stuff out of the fridge. And like, tell me you're not pulling that milk or water out at some point and like knocking over that vase of flowers. And then you've got water and glass and stuff all over the floor. And now something that should have taken you 2 seconds is now like 10 or 15 minutes of your life. I just don't, I can't get on board with it. To me, if you want a Fridgescape, you want to like make that a thing at your house, do it with the food and that like the food that you are eating and make it organized. Like, okay, the little vegetable tray at the bottom, love that. I think that looks great. That's practical Fridgescaping to me.
All right, here we go with the mirrors again. This girl must be on such a budget because this is so unrealistic. She's got a couple vegetables that she has till the end of the week, and then everything else is taking up so much freaking space. She's got a couple pieces of single cheese, and that's a candle in there. She's got a candle in it too. This is like half a week's worth of groceries. It helps keep better track of my produce. This helps you keep better track of your produce? I don't believe any of this.
There's a new trend that has people decorating the inside of their fridge. It's called Fridgescaping, right? And they're putting picture frames in there, flowers, they have little statues, candles, all meant to just, I guess, spruce up your refrigerator. They're even doing like a fun little like Bridgerton vibes where it looks kind of like you're in Bridgerton the show.
Yeah. Is this safe? Is this healthy?
The FDA is like, hey, this is not safe. If you have a pot with a plant in there, you could literally be contaminating the food that you have in there. Just not healthy for you. You have porcelain in there or some type of candle. Please don't light the candles.
This is like, like, tell me you're not lonely and single, have nothing to do with your life.
I know. I was thinking.
Exactly. This was giving me like cat lady vibes, to be honest with you. And he said, this is giving single and lonely vibes. I think it's the same thing.
Tell me you don't cook without telling me you don't cook.
Yeah.
True.
I wish I had space in my fridge for that.
Heck yeah.
I have no space in the fridge for any of that.
I have no space and I still have nothing to eat.
Just open and just stare like, and then close it.
So that's what I was going to say too. There's no way. It's so unrealistic in most families to be able to do this, which is why I think it's just a big sham for social media here. Because have you ever cooked? The amount of leftovers that I have, the amount of extra things that I have, it takes up so much space. Not to mention that it's all produce that they were buying, and anything else that they're opening up to put in fancy storage containers now makes it last less time because it's going to expire. FYI, if you open something up, the expiration date that's on it is no longer valid. It is now a lot sooner, sometimes a week, sometimes even sooner than that. Okay. I like this. Okay. So that is probably the most realistic fridgescaping that there is. And I highly recommend doing something like that instead of this whole fridgescaping trend. So if there's anything to take away from this is, yes, you should analyze and review parts of your life that might be a mess, that might not have any organization to it, and consider giving it a second look, putting a little more time and effort into it. Eating is a big part of my day. It plays a very large role in my bodybuilding, in the energy that I have. It's very important, and a smart way to organize and to budget, and especially if you're trying to save money, is consider cooking at home. Now, something that I do ever since my girlfriend started working from home is we meal prep. Now, what we used to do is we would put them in those containers because we'd have to go to work. But you can still do that even if you both work from home. But now, instead of weighing them out and proportioning them like he did, we just leave the meal prep in one big container. So if it was what he was doing, we'd have a big container of potatoes, a big thing of the string beans, and a big thing of the meat, whatever that may be. But if you want to take it to the extreme and go a step further and organize it for a meal prep for the week, it's a very good idea. It keeps you on track. It'll keep you healthy. It'll keep you fit, losing weight, gaining weight. And also it'll help you, stay in control of your budget. For the week, it organizes and plans everything out. Imagine having children. What? She's got an open PB&J sandwich laying there. This is so unrealistic. I'm just going to pause it here. See, this has to be single and lonely, because if you had children or kids, none of this works because it is all glass. Every single thing in that fridge is delicate glass or porcelain or ceramic, which if you have any sort of children trying to grab something from the fridge is going to break on the floor. If you're going to leave vases filled with water and plants in it, you're just asking for a disaster waiting to happen. What even are those fruits? Ay. It's just so cluttered. You can't get anything out of that. This is so unrealistic. The Fridgerton. Let's see it now. Part of me also thinks if you're going to leave cardboard in your refrigerator that it's going to get moldy or wet and soggy after a couple of days. Maybe I'm wrong, but part of me thinks that that's what would happen. Vivi, you spent all your money on Halloween dough.
Than it seems, in a place that perhaps you.
What is this? What is this? I don't know, guys. I wanted to throw this one in here. It's a bit extreme. Take from it what you will. I do think it does bring up a couple of valid points, which is try to make your entire life fun and enjoyable, your day-to-day life. You should wake up in the morning looking forward to starting the day so that you aren't living for the weekends and spending extra money or living for the holidays to come around. Make every day a holiday. Otherwise, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Definitely make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications, subscribe if you like the content, and if you haven't already checked out my fridge restock insanity episode, then definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.